Trump warned you 3 times. His sons warned you multiple times. He said he would make us the crypto capital of the world. Promises made, promises kept. But I'm starting to see a bigger picture of what's happening. And I don't think people can truly see how massive this change is and how serious the Trump family is around cryptocurrency. And I think you can see how serious someone is when you see where their actually money is going. So I'm going to break down today is what he's telling you about, what he's warning you about, and what I've been telling you about since 2030. Since 2020, that by 2030, the whole infrastructure is going to be completely changed. And I'm starting to see, and maybe you'll comment down below and see if you can see what I'm seeing, is that Trump told us that cryptocurrency was a fraud used for nefarious activities in his first presidency. But something shifted by 2023. Him and Larry Fink both flipped in 2023 and then said, Bitcoin, it's the place to be. Remember, Larry Fink was a trusted advisor for Trump. And I'm about to show you how deep the Trump family is in crypto and how we have the opportunity to own the infrastructure. But we're also seeing a different crack in the central bank system where Trump is going full decentralization. You can become the bank. Now, I'm already operating like that, and I am so unbelievably bullish on how easy this is going to be in the future. So I'm first going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic, and show you how radically deep the Trump family is in cryptocurrency. Your president of the United States, who is making America the crypto capital of the world, who has signed crypto into law, the Genius Act, hence Genius Act, which is going to preserve the dollar's dominance, the Banking Act, or the act, right, that's going to give banks clear rules of the road, and the anti-CBDC Act. So by the back end of this year, you're going to start to see traditional banks become crypto banks. You're going to see exchanges become traditional banks. Okay, so I posted this a couple days ago, okay, and I want to read this off to you. So the Trump family has added over 600 million in crypto wealth in just 18 months. Now let this sink in, okay? This is what I want you to get from this tweet. For decades, their empire was built on real estate with about 2.5 billion to 2.6 billion tied to hotels, golf course, and licensing. But now they've launched a meme coin, the Trump coin, that hit multi-billion-dollar market cap in just days, okay? They collected 349 million in just trading fees alone. They've made 500 plus million from their platform, World Liberty Financial, which we're going to talk deeper around that on the back end, how I think he's fully going against the centralized banks. They loaded 2 billion in Bitcoin on their media company's balance sheet. Crypto now makes up 40% of their total wealth. This is your president of the United States, and you're still on the sidelines? And you're still saying crypto's a fraud? You're still listening to your barber? You're still listening to your financial advisor that's still funny? I literally had a conversation with one of my clients, and it was like, my financial advisor told me to not even touch crypto. It's a Ponzi scheme. I was like, I think that's irresponsible. I think that's absolutely irresponsible. The financial advisor is not actually taking the time to research this. Because guess what? That same financial advisor in the very near future, and the near future to me is people think like get rich in, a couple weeks. I think 12 months, 24 months. I think in years, okay? I have 5-year plans. I don't do get rich quick. So in the next 12, 24 months, that same financial advisor is going to be begging that person to allocate some of their assets into Bitcoin because they get paid under assets under management. And these things are going to appreciate dramatically. They're not just playing the game, they're reprogramming the rules of Trump family in real time. And while most are still trying to time the next pump, okay, the 1% are securing their self and generational wealth. Study the moves of Trump, BlackRock, Strategy B, MicroStrategies, Ripple, Circle, and Coinbase. This is what I study. Okay. I'm not watching hype. I'm studying the biggest companies in the world and the moves they're making. This is not a trend. This is a financial reset happening in real time. You're not late, but if you ignore this, your family might miss the shift of a lifetime. Lock in. This is my tweet. Bitcoin, XRP, tokenized asset wealth is being restructured. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual facts, figures, numbers, logic. Trump media builds 2 billion Bitcoin hoard as cryptocurrency swells president's net worth. Okay, so this is going to get really cool, man. Check this out. Okay, Trump's crypto ventures have added 620 million to his net worth. Check this out, guys. Crypto holdings represent a sizable portion of Trump's wealth for the first time. Look at this. Trump token, 150 million. Okay. Look at this. Trump's media technology, 2.2 billion. World Liberty Financial, 460 million. About half of Trump's wealth comes from real estate assets, in the most recent estimate, down from 86% in 2021. Do you see what's happening? We're moving from physical to quantum, digital. I guarantee you the Trump family is going to start getting into tokenized real estate. Write that down. They're going to start getting into tokenized real estate. This is what your president of the United States is doing. He warned you 3 times. Buy now. Buy now. Buy now. These markets are going to fly, but you got to have a game plan. Money needs to be current. Money needs to move. Money needs to have some stability to it as well. But this is what's happening, guys. Okay. UAE fund buys 100 million of Trump's World Liberty tokens. I actually bought into this when it first came out, when they had their first token sale for Trump's World Liberty Financial. So I was able to get into it. I'm very excited about that. And here's the future, guys. This is the future. This is Trump's platform, guys. This is a completely decentralized platform. To come in the near future, you'll be able to lend and borrow. You'll be able to lend your own crypto. You're the bank now. Why do you think they're so against him? He is breaking apart the central banks. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this on Monday because I want to show you the cracks in the system, what's happening from the traditional, archaic, controlled, centralized system. We're moving into a decentralized system. I'm already operating like that. I'm going to share with you in just a moment how I operate like that, okay? This is Trump's platform. This is not a game, guys. This is real. Cross-border payments, global dollar access, DeFi and capital markets. That's decentralized finance, guys. This is real. This is real. It's important, guys, to understand. Trump, co-founder. Eric Trump, co-founder. Donald Trump Jr., co-founder. Barron Trump, co-founder. I mean, this is it, guys. Okay. So let me bring you up onto my screen here. Let's talk a little bit. Let's have a little conversation. All right. So how am I already operating like? Now, number one, you got to be very careful because you have to understand what I'm encouraging you to do is to educate yourself. If you spend about 20 minutes a day, right, educating yourself on something, you'll become in the top 5% of expertise. So study, 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 study. All I can do is tell you what I am doing and how I built financial freedom for my family. Okay. I'm constantly creating cash flow, whether it's through cash generating dividends, cash generating businesses, but I take my cash and I don't buy stuff. I don't buy liabilities. I buy deflationary assets. So 4 things. We got cash flow. Cash is trash to me. Okay. I'm doing what the Trump family's doing. I'm converting my cash into deflationary assets. My number 1 holding is XRP. My number 2 is Bitcoin. My number 3 is Solana. Top 6 are Solana, XLM. So XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, XLM, HBAR. Okay. We are doing that at a company level as well. My company is buying Bitcoin from our profits. Our company is buying XRP with our profits. So we have a large holding with XRP and Bitcoin with our company as well. And we buy cash generating dividends as well with our company. We mimic the same portfolio that I have. Okay. From there, number 1 is cash flow. I'm buying cash generating dividends to create more cash flow. Number 2 is monthly and daily. I'm buying more deflationary assets. I'm transmuting my inflationary dollar, which makes me poor, every single time they print money and lower interest rates. And I'm moving it into fixed supply assets like Bitcoin and XRP and Solana every month. Okay. Then I focus on number 3, which is protection. Now there's 2 components to that for me. Okay. When I profit, I max fund my policies, right? I like to insure my wealth. I like to pull out the volatility of my portfolio. Everybody's like, hold, hold, hold. I'm like, heck no, man. We're in this just to profit. It's ridiculous to watch your portfolio go up and come down. I think it's ridiculous. Now, there's different plans for everybody. If you're just getting in, you might hold till the next bull run because you'll be in short-term capital gains. We're in long-term capital gains. We've been holding for a long time. I've been buying some of my cryptos at very low dollar cost average. So I exit. I buy more cash flow. I secure into life insurance because number 4 is leverage, doing what the wealthy do. Working class and working poor use credit. Credit is how they keep you trapped. Credit is the monetary system, enslavement system that they got us in, the American financial system, supposedly the American dream. You make $100,000 a year, they give you a $30,000 auto loan to extend you against your future self without actually increasing your income. And you don't focus on the interest rate, you focus on the payment. And that's how they keep you trapped. Because if there's no debt in the system, there's no money, right? Your income is my debt is your income. What I'm doing is I'm using leverage. We'll call it leverage, not debt. We're using leverage to buy cash generating assets. So we got our Bitcoin, we got our insurance over here. We have 2 banks. Okay. Then when these legitimized DeFi platforms come out, I'll be able to lend my crypto to other people as a DeFi. I'll be able to make interest income off of my own money. I'm the bank now. That's why the central banks hate Trump. That's why the feds hate Trump. That's why they hated crypto. But if you can't beat it, you got to join it. And now that they can profit on it, they want to invite you in. Because now 95% of the supply of Bitcoin is gone. 5% is left. 80% of the supply has not moved. And wow, the top 5 holders, Satoshi, BlackRock, Strategy B, America, Grayscale, Fidelity is in the top 12. And they're the number 1 401k holder in the world, in the United States, excuse me. Wow, that's interesting. Trump Media is now the number 6 holder in Bitcoin treasuries. Tons of companies on the S&P are going to start to model this, guys. So what I do is I hold my Bitcoin. Let's move Bitcoin off to the side like gold. Okay, let's move insurance off to the side as a protection component, legacy component, Rockefeller waterfall system, and a leverage component. So we got 2 components. We'll move that over. Altcoins. Okay, I don't just sit there and hold. I profit. I get money off the table. Okay, because we're in here to build wealth for our family. We're in here to build legacy. So I hold 50% of my altcoins. We'll move it over. Okay, we're going to put that with the Bitcoin and the insurance. Set that over to the side. Never moving it. Okay, I'll be able to leverage that. I'll be able to stake it, blah, blah, blah. The 50% on the way up, I use Merlin, smart right here. I'm the co-founder and creator of this. Okay, we teach you how to create exit plans. Okay, you go here to get started. You can do 30 days for free. It's in my bio or down in the description of this video. We connect to all these different exchanges. We do not hold your keys, comma. This is an interface, okay? We have how-to videos to teach you how to create an exit plan. Okay, all your assets are organized in one place. I also, when I'm traveling, I use Merlin to look at my crypto. I don't go on my exchanges. I don't connect to Wi-Fi, any of that stuff. I use Merlin because nobody can, it's not connected to your crypto. It's an interface. They can't take anything from here. Does that make sense? It's just an interface. So it has everything organized in one place, and you can set up an exit plan. Boom. So when I'm getting close to my targets, Merlin says to me an alert, hey, JV, you're about 10% away from your first exit target. You're about 10% away from your second exit target. Tells you exactly how much to exit, right? Tells you the tax implications. You have to put that in there, whether you're in short-term, long-term capital gains. And then I calmly exit. And what do? We stuff it into the cash value life insurance to increase the leverage component, the protection and compounding. Money compounds every 7 years at 10%. We buy more cash flow. I take 10% of my profit and I put it into high risk dividends that pay me a large amount back. And then I de-risk into lower risk dividends and continue to create cash flow. Okay. Creating true passive income. So I create cash flow, I create protection, and I create compounding and leverage so I can repeat the process. So the first bull run from 2020 to 2025 was financial freedom and getting, I would say, rich. There's a difference between rich and wealth. Okay, rich is you can screw it up, right? Wealth is 2025 to 2030, where you create this flywheel where the foundation is built, the buckets are being filled. By 2029, going into 2030, that's where it's generational, where you're making every decision based on why I make it now, but it's very hard to screw it up, right? It's very hard to screw it up. And so I think there's different levels to this game. $1 million is not a lot of money, family. It's just not. People, $1 million at 4% interest is $40,000 in retirement income. That's not retirement. Okay. 4 million, 5 million, you're starting to get there where you can live a decent, good life. 10 million, you're starting to get where it's like, life is good. Life is good. And if you have that type of wealth in between 5 and 10, you can really get the flywheel going. 20 million is where the game changes. That's where the conversations change. That's where the ecosystem changes. That's where the family offices change. Everything changes. Okay. Here's the thing. You have the opportunity to do that, but you don't do it by getting rich quick. You do it by educating yourself, rewiring your brain, understanding how the systems work, studying Richest Man in Babylon, Wisdom of King Solomon in the Bible, both sides of that. Wisdom of King Solomon, getting disciplined, getting consistent, cutting back on expenses, lowering your debts and non-negotiables, taking all your excess income and properly investing. Okay. And then holding the line until you take action. When you take action, you take thoughtful, calm, methodical action. And you don't play games with your money. You don't play games with your money. Please take this wise counsel. We've coached over 12,000 people. We've not seen one person get rich and stay rich in meme coins. 12,000 people. We've seen people make money off of it, and they always end up broke because once they do it, just like the casino, it's called dopamine. It's how the brain works. When they win big at the casino, well, guess what? You get all the bells and whistles, and they get the free drinks and the free rooms, and you're going to do it again because you think you can do it again, because that's how being worldly operates. But the middle ground is stoic. It's calm. It's balanced. It takes money off the top of the risk pyramid. It pulls it down the risk pyramid, and it secures it in things like life insurance, things that have always been here, things like real estate, businesses that you can control the system. Everything is cyclic. Everything has a wave of energy. And the more chaotic it is, the more you're going to get wrecked. And the more you hold on to it, and you, oh my God, it's like the more it's going to run from you. Okay. Money is energy, it's vibration, it's frequency. It's always flowing. Okay. It's flowing away from you or it's flowing to you. And it flows away from you when you're, oh my God, you got to let it flow. You got to relax. You got to relax. You're already the richest man and woman in the world. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on Monday around how I think the Trump family is really working to put us in the driver's seat around banking, which I think is really interesting. So we're starting to see some deep cracks in the system. And I think it's important for you to understand how banks actually work. And they're not nonprofit organizations, guys. It's in their account disclosures. It's deep in those. If you read those long ass papers, they're not hiding it from you. Like that's how banks are designed, right? Banks have a magic money printer, right? We don't, right? It's just we're giving them loans to lend our money. That's how banks work. That's why the central bank always monopolizes banks. That's what happened in 1929. I've told you guys this on my channel, right? There was 11,000 banks underneath the Federal Reserve. Bunch of banks didn't want to be underneath the Federal Reserve, so they collapsed the banking system. And then the top banks, they gave loans to bail out the top banks, and then they monopolized the smaller banks and all these community banks. All the people lost their money, and it destroyed the economy, and it monopolized and centralized the banking system. It's always been this way, guys. That's why they're so fearful of this World Liberty Financial and these decentralized platforms and Coinbase and all these different companies like Kraken and Ripple. Ripple's about to rip the financial system apart. The people who are not afraid of competition, the people who are not afraid of cooperation are going to win. The people who are authentic are going to win in this economy. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. God bless you. Love you guys.